to advance to the round of 16. High stakes in this one. Cuba will serve with Osnil Margarejo getting this one underway. He goes down the line. It's a really nice pass, and ooh, an early whistle and an early slip up. Now then,
just a net violation called against Saketa there as he had to jump to set that ball, just grazing the net, but it was a pretty good pass from Takahashi right out of the gates.
A real surprise there that Saketa's just lost where he was. So he goes back down the line again, Margarejo, and Saketa's well off this time. And there's the first winner from Yushi Ishikawa, the captain with the cross-court kill. His first contribution, it certainly won't be his last.
Now he's going to get a lot of opportunities in this match. Only one-on-one in the blocking against him, and he takes care of that ball. Garcia in the right spot, just can't react fast enough.
Ishikawa will back himself against one-on-one blocks all day. That's not the greatest of first touches there, but the third touch was terrific from Jesus Herrera.
Yeah.
They're getting their big opposite involved early as well.
When you have Herrera overhead as the outlet, the big lefty comes flying out of the back court, splits the block and attacks that seam. 122, what a statement swing right out of the gates for him.
Yeah, another player that's going to be in Italy next season is the captain, Osoria. Saketa with a little adjustment there, and another big drive through from the backcourt from young Ran Takahashi.
Japan going with a big attack this time, timing it nicely, and Robert Landy Simone got a little tripped up, respecting the middle blocker of Japan and leaving that big attack open.
Ishikawa, who can be a devastating server, took all the heat out of it, that net cord, and Simon, though's got right underneath it. That's a big miss from Robert Landy Simon.
And that's a little bit of the inconsistency that we're seeing from Cuba, especially Taboada, the setter, still trying to find that connection with Robert Landy Simon.
Garcia's done well, and that's more like it from Simon. Let me go back to that previous point, Matt. We saw the big miss from Robert Landy Simon, and you pointed to Taboada, the setter. Whose error was it? Was it Taboada? We know this one's good. We don't have to worry about this one.
Yeah.
Was that a Taboada error, or was it a Simon error?
Well, it's hard to say. You can't really put the blame on one specific player. It's sort of the combination of the two, right?
Just out of
Those
sync.
setters, they have to have that established connection with their middles. Taboada came off the net, had to throw it into Robert Landy, and that's the connection that's a little bit questionable for them. Because when it's in system, it's easy to set Robert Landy Simon. It's when the set drifts off is when Cuba gets in trouble.
They were in trouble there on the inside attack. Takahiro Yamauchi, very, very experienced and underrated middle blocker. Wow. Hey, if they can win a lot of blocking battles, Japan can make this a lot easier for themselves. Ran Takahashi was there. Whether he's got the important touch or not is another matter, but Lopez was stuffed out.
He was. That set maybe a tiny bit tight, but Ron getting his hands high and over the net to shut it down.
Yamauchi squeezes one into the corner. Beautifully placed ace there from the middle blocker. They all left it. They thought it was drifting wide. Oh, you can't place it any better than that. Yeah, Lopez left it alone. Now Taboada will send that far side. He was in sync on that one with Herrera, who's popped up on that left side this time to good effect.
Well, Herrera has been the outlet for Cuba, and it appears that he's going to be the outlet again today. It's going to have a lot of attempts as Taboada gets off the net because the Cuban pass might not be in system. He wants to go to his lefty hitter as much as possible.
Lopez drills one too long. Nishida was playing in Italy last season, but both he and setter Masahiro Saketa will be going back to Japan this year. And meanwhile, Yusuke Ishikawa, as captain, is going up and having a conversation at the chair.
It's our decision, okay? El challenge no está trabajando ahora, recibir la información de arriba, ¿ok? Es nuestra decisión, ¿ok? Ok, no está trabajando. Pero va a trabajar, se cayó.
I think that may be a problem with the challenge system. Hopefully they can get that straightened out. Nishida nets. No need to challenge anything there.
Now, Nishida had a great serving performance in their last match, but off to a rough start from the inline tonight for Yuji.
They've had that banner there for every Japan match. We love Nishida. A lot of Cubans love Robert Landy Simon. Nice pick up on the serve from Ran Takahashi, and yeah, the one-handed effort there. Just couldn't find a teammate, could he, Lopez?
A pretty promising start for Japan here, up by 3. Nishida coming out of the back row, so good at seeing those blockers' hands and attacking at its highest point.
Takahashi. Nice take. Tabawada's got to do a bit of work with it, but he goes for the long stretch set right across the court where Osniel Megarejo can put it away.
Yeah, that's a good set from Tabawada. Megarejo going up and getting it, placing it nicely off the blocker's hands.
Herrera, who is going to Italy next season, will be playing for Perugia. Yamamoto picks that up. Ooh, it's a clever adjustment there made by Taishi Onodera.
That's something that Japan does really well. They'll sneakily throw that set into their middle attacker as Saketa comes well off the net, sometimes even behind the 3-meter line. Throws it into the middle and catches Cuba by surprise.
Onodera, one of a handful of 2020 Tokyo Olympians on the squad. You don't stop those. Livan Osoria rips that one off the quick set.
Good connection right there for Cuba. Tabawada throwing it in to Osoria this time. Even with 2 blockers in front of him, still able to get it through.
Another good serve comes in, really well taken, and that's Yamauchi with the finish, but again, a superb pass off the Cuban serve.
Now we know that Japan prides themselves on their service reception. Another perfect pass, Nick, like you said. And Yamauchi that time scoring.
With Takahashi getting the first touch as well. Tabawada's got options, goes backside, and that touches. That's not what he needed there, Herrera. That's a misjudgment from him. Touch that antenna, dead ball. Saketa. Tabawada's got a stretch for that one, and the dink doesn't work. They'll pick that up all the way, and a bit of adjustment. Oh, and a bit of football. Oh, this is an interesting point. No real chance to swing at that for Herrera, so Yamamoto turns setter for Nishida. And his cross court is a beautiful one.
Well, that was a bit unconventional through the midway point of that rally. Takahashi looked like he was going to set the ball, attack it, decides to jump bump set, but finally Nishida finishes it off at a point.
Well, it's Nicolas Vives that's had to call the timeout here.
La recepción, eso lo entrenamos ayer. El bloqueo está bien, ahora hay que defender también, pero tenemos que mejorar la recepción con el saque floating. Eso se estudió. Vamos a recibir con calidad para poder buscar todas las variantes en el ataque. ¿Ok? Pero bueno, seguimos jugando, seguimos jugando.
I think the big problem you've got when you're facing Japan is you know the level they're going to play at, and they play at that consistency. They won't give you a lot of cheap points, and you have to at least match that, as Brazil did when they played them. They didn't give them a chance to get involved at all, and Philippe Blaine's team were chasing that match the whole time. But if you don't play to that high level, Japan will pick you off.
Right, we saw there for a few moments, like as you look here at the last 10 points, back and forth, right? And then you can't go back and forth with Japan because you know as soon as they get a chance, they're going to go on a multiple point scoring run like they have just now.
Taboada struggling there. Yeah, that was all off service reception. The setter was jammed up under the net, and everything was offline after that.
Well, we're seeing, like we talked about in the beginning of this match, how Cuba can sometimes be a little bit erratic. Right? They've given up a couple of points now on some erratic hitting errors, misconnections.
That's a better take from Magarejo. He's got that off the floor. That's brilliant from Takahashi. Nishida gets the touch block. Sakita will send it back to him, and he'll duel with the blockers again, keep it alive. Sakita sends it to the middle, and that's a brave effort, but Yamauchi's hit is too good.
Yeah. Nishida doing a great job in that rally to keep the ball alive. Those sets were a little bit too tight for him. 2 times he plays it off the block and brings it back to his side so they can reset and get another opportunity. Finally, it's Yamauchi through the middle to score that point.
So more from Sakita. Magarejo picks this one up. Taboada sends that away, and Herrera will get rid of it. But a lot of damage to repair here for Cuba. This is a pretty big gap that's opened up here.
A massive gap, 6 points in favor of Japan. With Osoria coming back to serve for Cuba, they're going to have to get their blocking going here to score some fast points for their side.
You know, when you've got a 6-point deficit, you want to be facing a team that might go into a slump. Japan are not that kind of team. Takahashi. Young Ran Takahashi absolutely drilling that.
Another perfect pass. Simone fronts Yamauchi, and then comes Takahashi on the big attack.
Ishikawa. Yeah. Couldn't quite get that in. But you can serve very aggressive when you've got a lead as healthy as this. Taboada. Yeah, nice touch on that one from the big fella. Robert Landy Simon just decided to place that rather than power it.
You see Robert Landy Simon constantly talking to Taboada about when he wants him to set him. I think, you know, that's a great play by Robert Landy Simon. Fortunately for Taboada, you have one of the best middle attackers in the world on your side, and Simon can make a kill out of that set.
Ran Takahashi turns setter. It's a very, very deep set, a long set. It's stretched out, and Nishida gets the better of the blockers once again. They had a system point there for Japan.
Watch Nishida attack the wing blocker. Magarejo forces that ball through the block and creates that point scoring opportunity. Cuba could really use Simone to get hot from the end line right here.
That's not the greatest of takes, but it's well rescued by Sakita. Onodera with the put away, but a lovely bit of setting there under pressure from Masahiro Sakita. So, not 20 for much longer. Father Time's going to get him. He'll be 21 soon. Oh, and there's one of those miscues you were talking about.
Yeah, that's unfortunate for Cuba, but something that just can't happen at this level. That set just too high. Magarejo is on time. His approach was right, but Taboada couldn't make the connection, and now he's out of the match.
He's yanked. Adrian Goida comes in. Whether that's just for a timeout or whether that's a permanent change, we'll find out. But absolutely nothing going Cuba's way at the moment. Herrera walks into a 2-man block, and This has been a poor first set from Cuba. It really has. They're all over the place.
That's a tough ball to hit for Herrera. As the lefty, the ball's going to come across his body. Plus, all the blockers are just standing right in front of him, waiting for his attack.
Es una situación, el tipo está sacando bien. Hay una situación complicada en la recepción. El pase tiene que ser tranquilo, no hay apuro. Y la otra es la comunicación. Y la otra, insistimos, hay que ponerse duro en la recepción del saque floating. Saben que nos está haciendo daño y nos van a seguir sacando floating. No están haciendo más nada. Somos nosotros los que tenemos que recibir un poquito mejor y la tranquilidad, la situación es complicada.
Nick, I'm standing here wondering when we're going to see Marlon Yant come in for Cuba. Thinking that perhaps he'll replace Margarejo in the front row, give him a chance to kind of warm the body up so he's ready to go for set number 2. But hard to imagine that Yant's going to be on the bench for this entire match, especially when you consider how important it is and what kind of world-class player he is.
Yeah, that's a very, very good point. Cuba all over the place here in set 1. A little dipping serve there from Ran Takahashi. They get the side out Margarejo. But you look at Cuba's play. They've had erratic play at the setter position. They don't have a block against Japan. They don't have an ace. They've been out hit. They've made mistakes. I mean, everything that could go wrong has gone wrong. And as you say, Marlon Yant sat on the bench. Maybe not 100% healthy. We don't know. Well, I think Nicolas Vives has really got a headache to try and deal with here. And obviously not going to come back in this first set. Sekita will... that's finally, they get themselves a block point. The Ishikawa just jammed up there and they were lining up to send that back.
Now, tough set there. Sekita did a great job on the location. It just got a little bit tight. Ishikawa doesn't blame him. Takes the blame on himself. Says he's got to play that ball better off the block.
Now then, Herrera. So we get a block, and then we get an ace. It's almost like they heard me saying, hey, they don't have any of those. Now they've got one each. Far too late to really affect the outcome of this first set, but Philippe Blaine isn't taking any chances. He calls timeout.
Allez, we control. 9, 6, and move. For the rest, it's okay. Yeah, good.
Philippe Blaine very calm in his timeouts. First thing he says there to Ishikawa is swipe that ball off the block instead of going into it on that previous play. But other than that, just a momentum stop. Try to slow the game down a little bit. Herrera just served an ace, got a block. Trying to calm down this Cuba pressure here late in set number 1.
Yeah, I don't think Blaine will be concerned about this first set. What he will be concerned about is Cuba. Well, I've just got to say, he serves an ace, then he serves one out of the stadium, back to back from Herrera. That is the ups and downs of Cuban volleyball right there. Onodera, 21-14. Goida certainly is staying in for an extended shift here, and Herrera takes full advantage of that one, ripping down, and that's where the left-hander would have wanted it.
Herrera, sort of the lone bright spot right now for Cuba. Other than that attack error that went into the antenna earlier on, it's been pretty clean. That's his 4th point so far.
Nice pick up there. Ishikawa, though, can't get a winner down the line. Herrera is there. A lovely pickup on the cross court from Yamamoto. Ishikawa will pull the trigger on this one to perfection. Just had time to set and balance himself there and just ripped it.
That was all Yamamoto. Yamamoto, sorry, the libero for Japan. Getting a great scoop, keeping the ball alive, and then obviously a nice counterattack here from the left side.
Sekita serving Herrera. That'll go back over there, and that's another confident hit from Lopez. Gonna see a switch up here with a personnel change that sees Osoria checking out, and Miguel Gutierrez, a young power hitter, coming in. It's a young man with a lot of promise. He's just joined the Italian league for next season as well, with Cisterna. Down the line is good enough.
You don't see Yuji attacking from the left side very often, but that time Nishida getting his chance and sneaking that one down the line for the point.
Ishikawa, they're really going very aggressive on their serves now they've got this big lead. Maybe just trying to send down some rangefinders for set 2 and 3. Here's Adrian Goida, plays his club volleyball in Brazil, in the capital, Brasilia Volley. Sakita with options. Ran Takahashi is as good an option as any. And that set point must have been a rather comfortable set as well here for Japan. I don't think they expected it this easy.
Just another perfect pass and a great in-tempo set to the left side with one block in front of him.
Lopez tends not to hold back with his serves. Might as well go big here. Yeah, well, it doesn't really make any difference at 24-18. You might as well be as aggressive as you like.
Well, that was certainly aggressive, but what was aggressive was the play of Japan. Really a nicely performed all-around match, or all-around set to open this match, and quite a decisive victory in favor of Japan.
You said it at the start of the match. The thing is, with Cuba, you get highs and lows. Collectively, across the board, that was a pretty low first set. They need to find a few highs, and quickly.
Yeah, they need some sparks. You know, they need to find somebody that can light the fire on their side, because as soon as they fell behind, there was nobody there to pick them up and try to, you know, present a new challenge to Japan.
You know, they yanked their setter. Simon didn't do an awful lot. Herrera was okay, but certainly didn't dominate. Too easy for Japan, way too easy. 25-18, it could have been even wider than that. There was that brief rally from Cuba when they had a block point and an ace back-to-back, and apart from that, not an awful lot to shout about. I don't think the stats will lie either. Yeah, 14-10. And look at all those opponent errors coming in from Cuba as well. Got to do better than that if you want to beat Japan.
Yeah, you can't give away 9 points if you're Cuba, especially against this very solid and very reliable Japanese side.
If for some reason you cannot send the code, it's Volleyball World app in your app store. Search for Volleyball World.
Now the real question is, what's that man going to do right there? The coach for Cuba, what changes will he make, or what changes will we possibly see here at the beginning of set number 2? Try to get a better production and performance from his team.
You look at the attack placement, I mean, boy, that is loading up on one side from Cuba.
%56 of your sets going to the left side of the court.
Japan, hey, that's copycat stuff.
Like how you can see the statistics of Japan.
You talk about what changes might Nicolas Vives make.
You can see.
Well, I tell you, one thing that's not going to happen. I don't think we're going to see Livan Tepawada starting on court, the setter who got yanked in that first set. Adrian Goide is back out there. The numbers for Nishida, nothing really jumped out. They just operated offensively at a high level. Defensively did what they had to do. So I don't know what Vives can change. We're still looking at the bench. And number 23 is still sat there for Cuba. No sign here of Marlon Yant, and that is a big surprise.
We saw him briefly in that match against Brazil on their first day of competition. Put him in late in a set to serve, and that was all we've seen of him this entire competition so far.
Which tells you he's either not 100% healthy, or there's been some kind of fallout with the staff. Because you're not putting a player like Yant in the doghouse for no good reason, especially when you need something in a match. And Cuba just did not show up in that first set. But we start again at 0-0. Margarejo is picked off in the backcourt. That's a long way back for the set. It's just a free ball, Cuba here. And again, they're not quite in sync, are they? No pipe attack available. Now, where does Goida go? He'll send that far side, Margarejo. Too good. Got there in the end.
Now, Cuba's lucky to sneak away with that point because they basically did everything they could to give it away to Japan.
That was as unconvincing a point as you'll see. I mean, as you say, they won it, but didn't look good doing it. Still, it counts. Margarejo with a nice serve down the line. And Ishikawa was picked up, and then Nishida will bring it near side and send it too deep.
There's a break for Cuba. That big serve right down the line, like you said, Nick, gets Japan out of system. Nishida not able to find the inline on that attack.
And Osneil Margarejo will stay on serve then. He nets. He's really frustrated. That's a whisker away from being close to an ace. And he's just caught the top of the net cord. Sekita. Oh dear, oh dear. Margarejo's made an awful mess of that. The overpass is punished. I mean, that serve from Sekita didn't seem to have an awful lot on it, and Margarejo's just made a mess.
It's understandable to overpass a jump serve from Ishikawa, Takahashi, but not from Sekita. Cuba has to take care of this service reception.
I mean, just got nothing on it at all, that Sekita one. Too many touches. The carry is the official call against Yamauchi. I don't think we'll get any complaints.
No complaints coming from that player.
Osorio. Oh, he's got underneath that, but unlucky there, Livian Osorio.
Yamauchi has been good for Japan through the middle so far. Good connection with Sekita. That's his third point of the match.
Well, for me, Yamauchi kind of sums up Japan. He's not devastatingly effective, but he just does all things right.
Reliable.
At a good, steady level, yeah. Lovely pickup on the cross court. Read that all the way, Ishikawa. Nothing there for Ran Takahashi. The block managed to take everything off that, and you're not stopping Robert Landy-Simon at that angle. No chance.
Well, if you're a fan of Cuba, you'd definitely like to see this. Robert Landy-Simon getting the attack attempt in transition on counterattack and just sneaking it underneath the block, doing what he does best there.
Really went for it there, Goida. Yamauchi with serve. Simon gets blocked out of it. Oh, Taisho Onodera saying, hey, don't worry, I got this, I got this.
Onodera showing that he can stop Simone through the middle. It's another promising sign for Japan, and the struggles continue for Cuba.
Simon runs a fake this time, and that was enough to release Herrera near side.
Surprised he didn't go right back to Simone. Two blockers right in front. Good choice. Herrera sneaks it right through the seam.
Lopez at 5-all, set 2. Ooh, yeah, he lost the flight of that. Very aggressive ball toss, and he just lost the flight.
Yeah, an extremely aggressive ball toss from Lopez there. You know, you want to lead yourself, but he leads himself a little bit too far, and then he serves that ball into the net.
Lovely pick up from Garcia. And not a bad finish from Margarejo either, ripping that one down the line, side out.
Margarejo had a rough start to this match, but that's a nice set from his teammate, able to attack the line over Sekeita's block.
Yamamoto picking that one up off the floor, and Nishida, too long. Now they're all having a look there as if to say, well, it took a touch, and we do have the challenge system now working.
The net had some movement on it after the ball sailed after the attack, but we'll see what this replay will show us if someone was into the net or the net antenna.
It's the antenna. Yeah, just got, as you just said it there, Matt, it's the antenna they want looked at. Oh, watch that forearm, watch that elbow. Oh, woohoo.
Yes, there was.
Herrera drifting into the antenna.
There was a touch of an antenna.
And right when Cuba gets an opportunity off of a Japan error, they give it right back with the blocker going into the antenna for that violation.
Rand Takahashi looked for the angled serve away. Just got too much angle on it.
Cuba's lucky to not give up any more points after that one. And now their best server on the inline, Herrera.
They're still going point to point, and Cuba haven't exactly played a particularly effective second set, but here they are just point for point. I'm sure Nicolas Vives is saying, well, maybe we can just work our way out of this and into this match properly, because they still haven't found their A game, Cuba. Onodera with serve. Goida will free up Margarejo. Bit of football there. Nicely done from Yamauchi. The cross court, though, from Herrera puts that one to bed.
Now, good work by Japan to keep that ball alive. Kick save here, but the free ball over to Cuba. And once again, Herrera, this time from the back row, another 122-kilometer-an-hour super spike.
Margarejo down the line, perfect take, and too good. Really good pass in the backcourt there from Japan.
Yuji Nishida, so dynamic. Out of the back row, so much strength from the opposite hitter.
Oh, again Margarejo. That's just mystifying. That happened earlier. They're going to get this reviewed, I think. Cuba.
Call from the first official was in, so Cuba's challenging the in-out, but I thought I saw a touch off of the setter's block, number 14 for Cuba.
Here we go.
That's it. So Japan make the first move of this second set, but again, all that came off a complete mishandle. The overpass off a Sekita serve, of all people. Twice he's done that now, Osniel Margarejo. This guy is not known as one of the great bamboozling servers. You know, you don't go on red alert when Sekita's at the service line. That's a bit of pinball, and the last touch comes off Lopez. And Japan opening this up now.
Nishida with a one-on-one block against Herrera, and here we go, a substitution coming in for Cuba. Nick, we've been asking for it. Marlon Yant has come in for Lopez.
Sakita goes straight after Yant as well. Now that's sent down by Herrera. It's Lopez that has been sacrificed by Cuba, so that's 2 of their starters have been chased out of this match already.
Herrera's so good at turning that ball at the very last second right down the line for the point.
We've got Herrera and you've got Yant, you've got Simon in the middle. The big weapons are out there for Cuba now. Yeah, Yant getting a touch there. Can he swing through this? Yes, he can.
Well, Yant scoring a point on his first attack. Nearly got blocked, but it went out of bounds wide.
That's actually closer than I'd realized in real time. That almost dropped in for Japan, which would have been a real fluke. Osoria then. Cuba looking to chase this point back that they need. Sakita goes backside and sent down the line by Ishikawa. I mean, threaded that beautifully.
He did thread the needle on that one, Nick. Going up against Yant. But Nishida winning that challenge.
By the way, for Nicolas Vives, the Cuba coach, this is as good as it gets on court now. I mean, there are no more reinforcements to bring in that are of a known quantity. Oh, this is it. If these guys can't get it done, Cuba are in big trouble. Robert Landy Simon trying to provide some on-court leadership there for Cuba as Philippe Blaine looks on thinking, oh, we're okay. We haven't got rid of them yet in this second set. Oh, hello. Hello. We're back level as Ran Takahashi makes a mess of one.
A rare hitting error there from Ran Takahashi.
Goida. Oh, I tell you, the reaction from Nicolas Vives there said everything. Did you see how he reacted to that service error? Oh. He went through the roof.
It's justified. Japan just made a hitting error. You've tied it up at 12 points apiece. You go back and you hit the serve right into the net. Got to make your opponent side out at least.
Well, that's a bit more like it, and that's Marlon Yant and what he can do, and Nicolas Vives leading the cheers for that one. A round of applause from the coach this time.
3 blockers, and Yant just goes up and over him.
Yant's the kind of hitter that can really dominate a Japanese defense. They don't want him getting going. It's a very comfortable pass. Nishida, well, he can dominate. Straight at cross court. Ended up taking a piece of Coach Vives on the way through as well.
Well, Simone jumped on the middle attacker from Japan, leaving Margarejo the only blocker against Nishida. Nishida sees the angle and crushes that ball for the point.
Oof, my goodness me. I tell you, you needed Robert Landy Simon to clean that mess up. I mean, Yonder Garcia managed to just get enough of that on that service reception. It was an awkward one to deal with, and then Simon just cleaned it up.
So the connection a little bit better here between Gyoda and Simon that Taboado and Simon didn't have earlier on in this match.
Simon drills that one, teases the overpass out of Ishikawa. Margarejo gets a block against him as Taishi Onodera comes in, and that is going to drive Nicolas Vives nuts. You've teased the overpass out, and then you get blocked out of it.
But he also hit angle right into Onodera's hands. You got Sakita right in front of you. Turn it back down the line. See the smaller blocker in front of you. Use your vision and give yourself the advantage.
Instead, they get Ran Takahashi serving at him. Goida goes inside once again. That was Nice execution there to free up the captain Osorio. They've certainly looked steadier and more balanced with the backup setter in there, Goida.
Well, he's gone more through the middle. Even when that set gets pushed into the seam, goes for that back quick and it scores.
Herrera. Ooh. That is the problem with Jesus Herrera with service. I mean, you literally have no idea what you're going to get.
It's just an absolute wild card. And so far, it's been more errors than aces. He's going to want to flip that script a little bit.
Onodera. A point on a Japan serve here. Puts huge pressure on Cuba. They got a side out. Not the greatest of takes. Goida's done well, and a nice swing to finish off there from Osneil Margarejo.
No, Margarejo again realizes that Sakata's in front of him. Goes down the line. Nishida in a great spot defensively. Just too much heat, though, to handle. A lot of missed serves from Cuba. That's their 11th service error in just 1.5 sets.
Wow. I'm glad somebody's keeping count, Matt. I mean, that's some figure, that is. Sakita. Again, they don't handle it particularly well and get away with it again there, Cuba, but I don't know why they're finding this Sakita serve so difficult to deal with. I mean, what am I missing here, Matt? Yeah, they get away with it.
I don't have an answer for you on that one, Nick. I mean, Sakata, he's doing a good job putting it in, right? Cuba has to deal with so much heat from some of the other servers. Sakata takes a little bit off, and it's just a little bit of a different challenge.
Comfortable set to the middle from Yamauchi. Ishikawa sends one too long. I mean, the good news for Cuba, for all the ups and downs and weird points we've seen in this second set, they've taken it 18 all, point for point. They're right in this.
You can sense the momentum is a little bit on their side. They're playing with some urgency, putting some pressure on Japan. They have to keep their serves in, though.
Goida's been a difference maker. Hello. Well, that tips the balance once again. Now they're front running here, Cuba. An overpass, and it's a freebie.
That's one of the first overpasses we've seen from Japan all week long here in Ljubljana in the World Championships.
And Ishikawa, you could see him thinking of all the people to drop it on. Simon. Sakita will send that far side, a much needed side out. Ran Takahashi.
Takahashi, the speed of this set. Herrera doing a good job keeping that left hand in place, but Takahashi scores, and Vives again. A little frustrated from the head coach.
Well, considering the way they played in the first set, and they've not been terrific here in this second set, I think he'll be very happy that Cuba are more than in this. They're front running, and if they can conjure up an ace, and I think it's Marlon Yant up next, if he can conjure up a big serve, they've got a chance at grabbing this second set by the throat. This is a big moment here. They've got to deal with a Yant serve. It's got to be good. Oh, anti-climax again. There's an opportunity. Missed. How many service errors is that now? 12. Is that all? Feels like a lot more.
It does.
Nishida, 20-20 set 2. Garcia's done as well as he could under there. That's a tough take, and he's done really well. That was not an easy take there for Herrera.
Yeah, Herrera showing his range, the advantage of being a left-handed attacker. Goes up and gets it, challenges Takahashi, and scores off the block.
So Cuba stay on the front foot, and another chance to put pressure on with serve. It's Simon this time, and it's a dipper, and it's an ace. That's the moment they've been waiting for. Taiji Onodera teased into the error. Cuba jump out in front here in set 2, and Philippe Blaine calls an "I don't believe it" timeout.
Same, huh? That keeps the same. You protect this one. Allez, end of the serve is important at the end of the serve. Huh? One more time. You are not looking for ace. Many times, if you have C-pass, you have already a good system for it. Huh? So, don't change this one. C-pass with serve. That's enough. Huh? And for the rest, you have to be precise with oppo. Huh? Many lines is hitting in this moment. Okay?
I tell you, this is the weirdest set of stats I've ever seen from a Japan-Cuba match. Philippe Blaine, his team has been out-hit, and yet they've got 3 blocks to Cuba's none. I mean, it's almost like it should be the other way round.
Yeah, but what you do hear Philippe Blaine talking about is it's important to make your serves at the end of a set. Japan with some uncharacteristic service errors in the last few points.
This is a strange set all round. It's got to be good from Nishida. That's really nicely picked up by Yant. And they can take full advantage as well. Herrera stepping up big time once again. And Cuba out of that timeout for Japan. Take the next point and pretty much wrap up this set.
Yant with a very disciplined backcourt defense. Gets the dig, and then Herrera on the counter-attack. Too strong. Off the block and out.
Original timing, yeah? Mega good match. We can do it, guys, huh? Hey. Guys, all those transition, we have to go fast in front. Over, left for the defense. Okay? Aggressive front. Okay, very fast. Okay, allez, go.
Well, just look at what's happened over the last 10 points. Japan have gone to sleep on this one. Cuba have done much better. They've worked their way through that poor start. And they're going to be level, turning this into a 3-set shootout. Nishida, that's not coming back. Side out. A bit late in the set. But an ace here will put pressure straight back on, and we're going to see Kenta Takanashi come in to add a bit of height in the front court for Sakita, who is a willing blocker but just does not have the size. And they're hoping that Takanashi's presence might make a difference here. Ran Takahashi with serve. Can they get that block? Not a chance. Osneil Megarejo ripped it. And that brings up set point Cuba. So that'll be Sakita back in. Japan need a side out, then 2 points on serve. Not a strong position to be in, and especially when Jesus Herrera is back there. Goodness only knows where this one's going to go. It's an ace. It's all or nothing with Jesus Herrera. It's either going to go halfway off the court, or it's going to cause chaos on the receiving team. That one was exactly what Cuba wanted. And despite an indifferent first set, and that's being polite, and a bit of a shaky passage of play early in the second set, they stayed close. Japan just could not really get any consistency themselves. Their offensive work really didn't stack up in that second set, and that's allowed Cuba to just work their way back into this. As Ishikawa with the error, and Nicolas Vives says, well, we've not played well here, and yet after 2 sets, we're level. Confirmation, 25-21, Cuba in this important match for both these nations in the battle for second place in Pool B. They draw level. 2-2, and it'll be very interesting to get the reaction from the 2 camps there as we look at the attack points for Japan, just 9. Really surprising, but Nicolas Vives, the Cuba head coach, I'm sure is just relieved to be in this after 2 sets.
And with Coach Vives from Cuba, you guys lost the first set. Not so good. The second set, you came back. What was the turnaround for your side?
No, pienso que entramos un poco más en ritmo, sacamos mejor y recibimos un poco mucho mejor. Ellos estaban sacando bien y empezamos a coger ritmo poco a poco. Fue lo que trajo contraste a la victoria. Japón es un excelente equipo, hay que jugarle sin cometer errores. Y nada, que ganen mejor.
The team filed back into the rhythm. They started serving better, so that was what changed. The team is playing really well now, so he's very confident in going.
Thank you for the time, Coach. Good luck.
Much happier, Nicolas Vives. And if they can maintain that level of serving, improve their defensive effort, Cuba will really give themselves a decent chance of getting the win here. And it's pressure time here for Japan. Philippe Blaine, not a happy man at all. After that first set was so comfortable. Different story in the second set, though. And there's a lot of work to be done for Japan. Well, the Cuban fan group, fan base, loud and musical and enjoying themselves. Before we begin set 3, we've heard from Nicolas Vives. Let's hear what Philippe Blaine has to make of all this.
With Coach Blaine from Japan, really quickly, thanks for joining us. A great start for you guys, but what was the difference in set 1 and 2, and what do you have to do going forward?
Yeah, for right now it's a fight between serve and pass. So when the team when they receive well, they have a good offense and they change with changing the setter. So new system of spiking, so you have to adapt and find the solution. And for us, our serve should keep the best level at the first set. It should be great.
Thank you for the time, Coach.
There's Coach Blaine. Can't get back to his bench quick enough, and you can't blame him. And a very, very good point there as well, that the Cuban center change gave Japan something very different to think about. And look at the serve placement there for Japan. Plenty down the middle. And leaving that left side as we look very much out of the mix.
I was in the top 62%, guys. You have to press claim price if you want to claim the price, okay? Here we go.
Much more balance from Cuba. Keeping Japan guessing on service reception, which is something both coaches were talking about. Couple of brave changes from Nicolas Vives. First, yanking Livan Taboada, the setter, bringing in Adrian Goida, and then just deciding circumstances required the presence of Marlon Yant as well. There's been a better and a more balanced look about them, and Philippe Blaine, I thought, made a good point where he said, hey, they changed their setter, and that meant we had to just change our way of looking at it, because it was a big difference maker. Margarejo finds the net cord, and there's the block that sends it back from Osorio.
Oh, a nice start there for Cuba, but yeah, just to circle back on what Coach Blaine was saying, is his team also made a few too many errors at the end of that set, missing a couple of serves and giving up a service ace to finish it.
Oh, he sneaked another net cord over there, Margarejo. Ishikawa will take it off the block though, side out. The frustration for Coach Blaine as well is you've got a team like Cuba down. You've got to make sure you keep them down. Sakita with serve, and again, not particularly well taken at all by Margarejo there. Where's that going to go? Yeah, into the net. They get away with one.
They do get away with one. Sakita was trying to get the ball out of the net, but there was no bounce to it, and it just kind of dropped like a rock that time.
Pretty good hit, it has to be said, as you say. The worst possible trajectory in terms of setter getting underneath it. Osoria. Oh, that's trouble. Service reception early. And a problem for Japan. That's Yamauchi couldn't deal with the short one that Osoria dropped in there.
And Cuba has started this third set with some very good service pressure from the inline.
Osoria mixing it up a little bit, giving that one to Takahashi. They need this and they get it. Much needed side out from Yuki Ishikawa.
Yeah, it makes a really good move, but just a better attack that time by Ishikawa.
Ishikawa is now back at the service line. Simon not with the greatest of takes. Garcia has to set, and Simon pushes it into space. I mean, they've somehow kept that alive. Ishikawa just brilliant pancake in the backcourt there. Now Sakita sends it backside. Ishikawa setting from miles away. And there's all sorts of stuff going on at the net there, and I'm not sure who it was. May have been Simon that ran in. Somebody did. Somebody took a big chunk of the net there on the Cuban side.
Yeah, Robert Landy Simon leaves his hands up, admitted to his net touch.
A little bit fortuitous, that point for Japan. But they could say that, well, we made our own good fortune with our defensive work. Goida. That's a nice pass. As soon as you see a pass like that, you're thinking, who's it going to be? Who's going to get on the end of that one? And it was Nishida, and his cross court was not coming back.
Nishida just absolutely unloads on that ball. Look at that. Inside the 3-meter line. What a swing by Yuji Nishida. Wow.
Yamauchi with serve, serving Yant, and another breakdown. Oh dear, oh dear. Oh, now we're going to switch setters again. Oh, and immediately Vives says, I'm not having this. That's Taboada back in.
That set is supposed to go to the big. Big hitter didn't jump. Taboada back in. This will be an interesting change up now.
I tell you, that was ruthless from Vives. Yant goes cross court and gets it. But I tell you, he's put both setters on notice. You mess up, you're out.
A lot on the line in this match for Cuba, and fortunately Yant from the right side gets that point. Only one blocker in front of him. Helps the cause.
Yant. Oh. Didn't look right at the approach there, Marlon Yant. Yant somehow gets underneath that one from Yoshida. Can Herrera clean it up? No, the block's there to contain it. And that's going to be Margarejo blocked out of it as well. I tell you, Sakita was there, but surely that's an Onodera block. I mean, there's no way Sakita's getting that, is there?
I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to take it away from him.
Surely not. No, it's Onodera.
Right.
Come
Good
on.
vision, Nick. You got it.
Come on. Nishida. Ooh, off the floor again from Yant. And Taboada's got to scramble around, and Margarejo walks into a 3-man block. Quality of the serve is what that's all about. Don't blame the center for that one.
No, definitely can't blame the center. A huge serve. 3 blockers up, the triple block, and again the middle blocker, this time with the left arm over the net and down for another stuff block.
Back-to-back blocks for Taishi Onodera, and that's a Cuba timeout.
sacado fuerte, lo hemos hablado, el sacado de fuerte, hay que separarse la ley para que llegue con tiempo, porque no me está sacando duro. Y la otra, es más tranquilidad, los pasos los extremos, para que el atacador pueda atacar bien. Porque dijimos que los ataques, no me jugar más rápido, más... Ahí está bien. Está bien, vamos con tres jugadores, muchachos. Vamos.
Well, the timeout at least managed to knock Nishida out of his serving rhythm.
Coach's point, icing the server.
Well, he'll claim it. Simon. Oh, it's a nice one. Skimmed off the net there. Takahashi's done well and into the block, but out of play. Osorio thought he had himself a block point there.
This is a great swing by Japan, but just too much of a seam there between the two blockers. They've got to get shoulder to shoulder. Stop in front of Nishida's left arm and try to get that hand deflection back into the court.
Here comes Ran Takahashi. He nets. Oh, it's a soft one and it's a wide one, and it's a strange one from Herrera.
Yeah, that's an odd choice. I mean, he served an ace to win the set. And then he goes back there and he just tries to roll shot it short into the stack and misses outside the antenna. Bit perplexing.
Bonadera serving Margaret, who's done much better this time, and so too has Marlon Yang to finish the job.
Well, Yan hasn't been utilized out of the back row very often, but that is how dangerous he is on the big attack. Gonna sneak in right behind the middle, sees that opening and drives it to the corner.
Margarejo with the serve, and it's a really nice pass, and Nishida just drills it. Again, service reception, textbook from Japan.
I mean, Cuba has to tighten up their blocking. I mean, one blocker up against Nishida, crushing the ball cross court.
Floated away. Oh, there's a big win for Cuba there. They've managed to get rid of Sakita's serve. That's caused them trouble all afternoon long.
Now Japan now with 13 service errors to Cuba's 14.
Osorio serving Yamamoto. Near side it comes. Nishida runs into the block, and even though Simon is there, they can't control it. And I don't know whether we should be giving credit to Japan hitters or having a look at Cuba's blocking, because they're not able to dominate at all this match, the Cuban defenders.
No, they haven't gotten hardly any block points. Just 2 blocks in the match so far for Cuba.
Stick an ace into the account, as that was drilled straight at Marlon Yent by Ishikawa.
Strong jump serve that time. Yent just can't get his arms in front of it fast enough.
It's another big one. Garcia's done really well with that. Taboada, though, tries to feed Simon, and Romelandi Simon saw something at the net there and is expecting this call, and I don't know if it's going to be challenged or whether Japan are going to own up to this.
Yeah, I think Yamauchi touched the net. Waiting for... He hasn't admitted to it, but Japan is ready for serve reception.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, they know what's coming. They just want to make sure the video operators upstairs are still awake. That's all this is.
They've conceded it.
In fact, yeah, I thought they had.
utilizing their poker face a little bit there.
Now, right on cue, Robert Landy Simon pops up with the block.
That's definitely going to help the cause. A little hesitation there from Saketa and Yamauchi. Not sure what happened, but a block point for Cuba.
Yeah, suddenly he saw Robert Landy Garcia looming in front of him. Simon, excuse me. Takahashi. Didn't see anybody looming in front of him, did he? He just drilled that cross court.
Sent that ball right through the libero's legs.
Yamauchi, 14-11. It's a nice hit from Simon. That's going to be good enough.
Japan nearly got that one back over the net, but Simon getting reactivated after that hitting error. A few points back.
So Yant, with Cuba looking for 2 points on serve. Don't think they're getting one here. No. Ishikawa gets the credit for service reception there. Couldn't have done it better.
Yeah, not going with a very strong serve yet in this match. He's attacking the ball really well, but his serving has definitely turned it down a few notches, and that allows Japan to stay in system.
Nishida overcooks one. So Simon due up next. Too much on it. Matt Pross has been keeping a track of service errors, but he's run out of fingers now.
Fingers and toes a while back.
Yeah.
That's number 15 for Cuba.
Margarejo's done a really nice job with service reception there, and Herrera, though, has pushed it wide. That's a let-off for Japan. Oh, frustration for Cuba there. Service reception was perfect, and Herrera, of all people, misses.
Bad missed. That gives a 4-point advantage over to Japan.
And it keeps the big serving Ran Takahashi back at the service line as well. Yant has just about got a piece of that. Tabuada has to scramble around, and this is gonna come back. Saketa goes backside. Nishida works it off the block. Where does Tabuada go this time? Back it goes to Margarejo. No winner there. Kept alive by Ishikawa, who swings through this one off the block and away, and no breaking through Japan defenses there.
Real big point for Japan. Well played by them. Good deflections off the block, and then the counter attack again. Nicely played. Ishikawa scoring the point.
Takahashi with a short one that dropped in front of Marlon Yant, and an ace pretty much wraps this set up. And by the way, if they do win this set, the timeout has been called by Nicolas Vives, that pretty much guarantees that we'll be seeing both these two nations in the round of 16, because Japan will at least be assured of a 4th point.
That's a great point, Nick.
Cuba already have their 4 points. That should be enough to come through as, whoever loses this should come through as one of the best 4 third-placed teams.
Es que lo entrenamos ayer. Primer tiempo tiene que ser metido acá adelante. No te metas acá atrás, todos los jugadores están pillando aquí y tú sigues aquí atrás. Igual que por aquí. Hay que fajarse, el bloqueo está bien, lo que hay que defender. Tenemos que defender, si no defendemos, no podemos jugar.
Acuérdense, con el zurdo bloqueamos la diagonal y doblamos la paralela con el auxiliar que está atrás, ¿ok?
Un pedacito de línea nada más, pero hay que meterse para adelante.
Yeah, tough to see Cuba coming back from this. First things first, side out. Takahashi takes plenty off that. Yant does get underneath it. Oh, watch out. Taiji Onodera is having some fun blocking today.
The monster block by himself. Onodera with a great move to shut down that Cuban middle attack.
And you're the man with all the numbers. How many is that now for Onodera in this match? It's at least 3.
That's the 8th block point just for Japan. Not too sure individually, though.
He's got the bulk of them. That's going to be contained as well. Onodera gives it to Sekita. Ishikawa, no. Containing block is there once again. Onodera swings. That's blocked out of it. Somehow improvised there. A bit of a breakdown in communications, and no play there available for Melgarejo either. So back it comes this way, and Ishikawa says, enough's enough. Yant has kept it alive brilliantly. Melgarejo swings through straight into Takahashi. Nishida, that's a heck of a rally. You don't want to be getting involved against Japan in rallies like that. Usually they come out on top.
The longer the rally goes, the more likely it is going to end with a point by Japan. And Nishida this time out of the back row, blasting it cross court like he's done all match long. Long rally there.
Best rally of the match.
Oh, by far.
Yeah. Not if you're a Cuba fan. But yeah, the longer the rally goes on, the more you always favor Japan. And the old saying goes, everything comes back. So more from Ran Takahashi. Garcia gets underneath that one. The push is clever from Yant. I think everybody was expecting the big swing, and Yant said, hey, look at that big landing space right in the middle of the court there.
Yeah, great vision by Marlon Yant. One blocker in front of him, knows everybody's kind of retreated a little bit. Finds that big open space right in the middle of the court.
Yamamoto getting underneath that. Ishikawa off the block and away. Lovely work from Yamamoto.
It's Ishikawa's 10th point of the match. So much patience, and then the vision to see the hands come over and then use Tabawata's outside hand as that block deflection goes out of bounds.
We're going to see Kento Miyaura come in for Sekita, which says loud and clear, we're looking for a block. Well, keep looking. Watch out, it's crisis time for Cuba. Sekita's at the service line. The man who sows such chaos. Melgarejo's got underneath that one. Yant's little dink doesn't work. Ishikawa with the flashy stuff. Yeah, they love that decoy play, don't they? It's like he's gonna come in and swing, and then he sets.
They do that as much as they can. Comes in, looks like he's going to hit. Nobody bit, but then he sets it out to Nishida down the line. Garcia can't handle it.
Set point. Sekita. Melgarejo, not the greatest of takes. Yant. Oh, dear, oh dear. That's a fade out, isn't it, for Cuba? It really is. Is it even worth a challenge? I mean, they thought they got a block touch. I'm not sure they did, but is it even worth challenging? I don't think they're going to bother. Boy, they faded out again. The highs and lows, the ups and downs of Cuba continue. Japan run away with that third set. That guarantees them at least 1 point out of this match. They won't be thinking like that. They'll want to secure second place to improve their position in the seedings for the round of 16, and they're well on course to getting it.
Yeah, Marlon Yant attacking this ball. Maybe thought there was a touch, but at the scoreboard, reading what it said, there's no reason to challenge it. Just move on to the next one. Japan takes set number 3 in convincing fashion after that second half surge of that set.
Yeah, Cuba just faded out. They really did. Japan much more like it with their attack points, a couple of aces, 3 blocks. You come up with a set of numbers like that down the left-hand side, there's a very good chance you're going to win the set. Pretty
blocks,
comfortably.
2 aces,
Yeah.
yep.
It's all
5
there.
more attacks, 2 more opponent errors than they gave away, so it all adds up to 25-15 win in set number 3. Thought at the beginning of that set, Cuba was going to put themselves in a good position. They came out with some urgency, rode that momentum from that set 2 victory, but Japan showed some class there and came storming back, said enough was enough, broke away midway through that set.
There's the attack direction stats for Japan, keeping it away from the middle. And that's what it looks like for Japan.
Well, a glance right here at Japan's attack placement. Nishida leading all scorers right now with 14 points, 13 off the attack plus 1 block. Herrera producing 12 points for his side, but just a few more errors coming from him, and then Ishikawa with 10 points as well as Simone. So pretty even point distribution amongst the best players in this match as expected.
And I'll chuck another stat at you. Onodera saying he's been a blocking machine. I'll make that 6. Tell me I'm wrong.
You are correct, sir. 6 blocks through 3 sets, averaging 2 blocks per set. Quick math right there. But yeah, Onodera doing a great job patrolling the net for Japan.
Well, let's see how he can serve. No, he's had a game defensively, he really has. Well, can Cuba drag themselves into another 5-setter here? As I say, I think we're going to see both these teams in the knockout phase now. For certain. It's just who's going to take second place. Ran Takahashi picks that up. Sekita feeds Ishikawa. Ishikawa tries to push it deep, and Garcia reads that all the way. We've got Goida back in at setter for Cuba, and a big swing to put the first point on the board for Cuba.
Yeah, interesting move there by Cuba to replace Goida and Lopez back into the match.
Well, sometimes guys just need a recharge, don't they? Also, you know, you bench them, you're lighting a fire under them as well. Lopez was very erratic with his hitting. And that's a nice rescue. Goida will send it over to Yant, and Yant drills that one. Nice adjustments made by Cuba, and a typical kill from Marlon Yant, cross court.
Nice block help as well from Yant. And that's a matchup that will go in Yant's favor every single time when he's hitting against Takeda.
And Herrera with the big dig to get that one going. Sekita will have all day to choose his options, and Yuji Nishida rips it down the line, and there's no stopping that one. We've seen some big hits at the start of this 4th set.
Yeah, Nishida really setting the tone with this huge whip of an arm swing. Goes right back down the line for that point.
Sekita 1-2, set 4. Yeah, nice rescue there from Nishida off the block. Ishikawa runs into the block though, and Livan Osorio says that's coming back.
Ishikawa had really nowhere to go on this one. Great save though by Yuji to keep the ball alive. So not a very good approach. And then Cuba doing a nice job surrounding that ball.
So Osorio, 3-1 Cuba. They got the early lead here. Ishikawa with a perfect take, incoming. is Takahashi, but that gets picked up, and that's not getting picked up. One number 12 denied, the other number 12 wasn't going to be stopped. Jesus Herrera just taking the cover off the ball with this swing.
Robert Landy Simone's not going to get a point for that block deflection, but it slowed it down just enough that Cuba could get the dig and then score on the counterattack.
Yeah, the look on the face of Ran Takahashi says it all there. Just catching the top of the net there, Osorio. But a promising start to this fourth set by this up and down Cuban squad. It's Osneil Margarejo who got replaced, incidentally, in the Cuban lineup. He certainly shuffled his personnel in and out bravely, Nicolas Vives, in this match. Whereas Philippe Blaine hasn't really had to change anything at all. And there's an ace comes in as Ishikawa is slow to react. So give Goiter an ace.
Well, the ups and downs of Cuban volleyball. Give away set number 3, 25-15, but come out of the gates hot here in set number 4, up 6-2.
Wait all the time you switch. With him you can go. Other guy. Remember, this kind of match is a question of serve and pass, and we have to control our side out first, obviously. You have to be good on this. Allez, go.
Coaches always look a bit grumpy, don't they, in any sport? They're never happy, but Philippe Blaine's been put on a roller coaster. How he must cope with his players, goodness only knows. I mean, on their day, they're as good as anybody, and on another day, they can't get a serve in like that. I mean,
spot on, Nick. Just spot on by you.
But whatever you get from them, something else is coming down the road. I mean, you can have an error like that. The next thing you're going to see is an ace.
The full spectrum.
Yeah.
Highs and lows.
There you go. Herrera. As clean a kill as you'll see all day. Yant's going to go back to serve next. Two blockers, finds the seam. No chance for Ishikawa in the backcourt, and Herrera with a beauty there, and Cuba stay in control. Yant sends another one long.
Back-to-back service errors. Yant actually took a good crack at that one. He hasn't been hitting his serves particularly fast today. Keeping him in play, but that one gets away from him.
Nishida at 4-7. Oh, Garcia's done really well with that. A little push from Lopez was never going to work. Picked up by Takahashi. Nishida, that's Garcia under that, but it's going to go and go and go. And that's more like it from Japan. They're getting some of their swing back here.
Now you just get the feeling that no lead is very safe when you play against Japan. The attackers from Japan doing a great job working the ball around Cuba's block, going down the line that time.
Nishida nets. And that is what I'm sure Japan will be thinking. We're up against inconsistent opponents. When they're down, we got to capitalize. Because when they're up, they're tough to play, Cuba. Simon at the service line. No shabby server himself. Sent that one down the line, and Takahashi's picked it up. Nishida changed his mind, I think, there, and ran into the block. Takahashi, no, there's contact there. Contact there. I think Goida just slipped through the net.
Cuban blockers bumping into each other, momentum carrying them into the net.
I tell you, Goida's taken a bit of a knock here, you know. Or rather, it's Herrera that's taken the knock, not Goida, excuse me. I think he's okay. He's not asking for any assistance. Picked up by Lopez, who will get third touch into the block. Herrera Gives it to Goida. They'll feed Lopez again, and that's a much better effort this time. No chance for the block. They had two of them there.
Great change of pace that time from Lopez. Went hard into the block. Got a nice deflection and a cover. But then this attack takes a little bit off and just places it nicely. Knows that Sakita is blocking in front of him and finds the corner.
Herrera, that's a beauty. There's an ace. Oh, no. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Sakita's pretty convinced that he's done enough to keep that alive. And I don't think he's going to win this argument.
No, I mean, the second official's down there. He's got a perfect view of it. Not a challengeable play. So the point will go to Cuba.
So Herrera comes up with another big one. What do we get now?
Ups and downs. Ups and downs, Nick. What we do get is their 19th service error of the match.
Onodera, that's 7-10. Oh, there's another error. Are they going to get away with it? Sakita loads it up for Ishikawa, and they're not going to get away with it. That all broke down on service reception. Simple as that, really.
Ishikawa's been relatively quiet here in set number 4. That's a very nice high, deep swing, catching the fingers on the way by, and then Garcia can't handle it.
So Onodera will stay at the service line here then. 2 points needed to level it up. Yant collects. Herrera down the line, nails it.
Talk about threading the needle, Nick. Herrera had not a lot of space to hit that line shot. Finds the most narrowest of margins.
That is so missable, and he can't hit it any better. Oh, absolute sizzler there. Goodness knows how Yamamoto's got a piece of that. And Nishida then fights fire with fire, rubs one off the block. But if you get a point for an assist, how about the service reception here for Japan and Yamamoto? How on earth's he got underneath that?
Yuji with some fire. The emotion that Nishida plays with is so entertaining.
Sakita going after Herrera. Yanked, runs into the block. Yant gets another go, runs into the block. Lopez turns setter, sends it over in the... Well, my goodness me, Herrera catching a big chunk of that. Yeah, Japan's blocking just at a high level today. They had to switch the point of attack, and cleverly done as well.
Oh, Yamauchi just missing that one.
Sakita sends that far side. No stopping that one from Nishida. We're going to see Tatsunori Otsuka come in for Yuki Ishikawa, incidentally, while we're looking at this replay. He'll drop straight into the service line. This is the man who started the first 2 pool matches, the Hiroshima player, part of that Olympic squad. Oh, that's a nice serve. Creates the overpass off Yant. Yeah, well, that's what you bring in your pinch hitter for.
Yep, exactly. Get some service pressure on the opponent, results in an overpass, and then a quick attack through the middle, that gap. Yamauchi scoring. Japan pulls within 1.
Taken much better by Yant this time. Oh, didn't really get a chance to swing at that though. Again, a bit of a mix-up, but they had a chance to block. Yant alongside Simon sent that back. Cuba needed that.
Only their 5th block point of the match, but it's Simon and Yant squaring up nicely, shoulder to shoulder, shutting down Nishida's attack from the right side.
Yeah, you don't want to be taking those two on in a tandem block. Goida serving Takanashi around Takahashi, and then an easy put away down the middle.
Yamauchi on offense is holding his own in that matchup against Simone.
Tell you, both the middles for Japan have done well. As you say, Yamauchi on offense and Onodera defensively, as we've seen with all those blocks. They've not allowed the big Cuban middles to dominate. Oh, that's not great from Herrera. More ups and downs from him.
Quick timeout called there by Coach Vives of Cuba.
Because their lead's gone.
Acuérdese que nos preparamos para recibir flote. Si la recepción se dificulta con el flote, oye, sube un poquito más la pelota a los extremos para que podamos atacar más cómodo con 2 o 3 bloqueos. Okay. Además, jugar punto a punto. Estamos iguales. Vamos a seguir punto a punto. Y no dejamos de luchar, muchachos. No dejamos de luchar. Vamos, vamos.
Well, this is going to be a real test now for Cuba. They have the fortitude to withstand more pressure from Japan. They've been ahead this entire 4th set, sometimes up by 4 points. But Japan has chipped away, played some good quality volleyball, tying us up at 13-all now.
Yamauchi sends a slow one into the net. And that'll bring up Yant. I think he's due up next in the rotation for Cuba.
That's just sort of been how the day's gone for Marlon Yant from the inline. A double bouncer on the top of the net that doesn't go over. Results in a service error, and we're tied at 14 points all.
I don't think we're tied in service errors. Cuba are winning that battle.
Barely, only by 3.
Oh, that says a lot. It's not going to be a winner there. Otsuka back there to pick that up. That's a terrific one-handed rescue there from Lopez, but it's not going to come into play from Garcia. Japan continue to go through the gears here.
Not sure if Garcia was trying to set a front row player. Just too strong as it goes over the net and well out of bounds.
That's too strong as well from Nishida. Simon, level pegging, set 4. Yamamoto's done a nice job. And Sekida looks for Taishi Onodera. And Onodera finds a hole in the court.
The offense through the middle is working for Japan. Cuba not able to stop them. Want to consider commit blocking on the Japanese middle attackers at some point here in this set.
Pressure's building on Cuba here. Got a side out. Yant manages to pick that up. Oh, and Nishida's picked that up as well. No winner there. Nishida will run into the block and they'll keep it alive. Nice reflex swing from Herrera. It's going to come over to Otsuka, and there's a whistle that goes against Cuba for the error at the net. And now Japan have indeed made the breakthrough. And they're in a position to close this out. There go the blockers. There goes the net. Yeah, that's the captain, Livano Soria, with the contact. Once again, another in and out on the setter front for Nicolas Vives. Tapawada back in, he'll send it over. Too big a hit there from Miguel Lopez. But Cuba got to find a point just to get themselves level. You talk about finding a seam. That was a chasm that he could exploit there between the two blockers. Herrera, always capable of a big one. Oh, nice pickup from Takahashi. And, that's just about kept alive by Gouget, but he can't keep that one alive either. He's scrambling all over the place in the backcourt there, Cuba.
A huge serve from Herrera, but Japan able to stay in system. It's a nice attack on the ball, and Cuba can't return it.
And the pressure really building now on Cuba. Got a side out again as Onodera. He'll come up to serve, sends in a soft one. Yant just about deals with it. And that's kept alive. It was straight at Otsuka. Nishida off the block, and Japan have this match where they want it now. And they know it.
That's a big point for Japan. A 3-point lead. Cuba has to call a timeout. They do, trying to slow down the momentum that Japan has now.
Vamos a comprar uno, muchachos. Tenemos que cambiar la pelota. Vamos, seguimos jugando y luchamos hasta el final. El recibo está ahí. Hay que atacar nada más. Vamos.
Well, Japan can sense it here. 19-16 in set 4. Gonna pull off the win, get 3 points in their ranking table. Solidify their place as second place finisher in Pool B. Still some work to be done though, Nick.
They're nearly there. 19-16, as you say, not over, but it's got to be a side out here for Cuba. Yeah, oh, Tabawada attempted the second touch, and that didn't work, and Yance managed to keep it alive. Hoist and hope here from Garcia. Free ball, Japan. Where does Sakita go? Backside, Nishida. Lovely rescue from... oh, dear. Lopez. Oh. Good grief. Well, Herrera done the good work defensively. And Lopez just had the rush of blood to the head. Yant at full stretch, selling out. Out goes Sakita. Takanashi back in. Yant picks that one up. Oh, that's a nice take in the backcourt. Yeah, too close there. Too close, Takanashi. Lopez. Very aggressive ball toss, really nice take. And Takahashi just demolishes it straight down Main Street.
Takahashi has been great out of the back row for Japan all match long. See that chasm of a seam that you called it earlier, Nick? Takahashi exploits it and scores.
Sakita. Two of them going for it. He's teased another overpass. Oh dear, oh dear. Herrera will try and swing through this. Oh, that's an aggressive swing, and it didn't miss by much. I'm sure this is going to get looked at. I mean, they have to, don't they?
Yeah, they do have to look at it, but I'm pretty sure it was going to be out.
I think this is the last chance for Cuba to get into this set. If this gets overturned, they have a glimmer of hope. If it doesn't, well, we can start planning for our next match due up on court. Well, while we're waiting for this, Philippe Blaine is having some words at the chair.
First official blew his whistle and awarded the ball to Cuba, but the challenge isn't over yet, so I'm not sure what's happening.
Well, Does it catch any part of the line?
Here we go.
No. You called it, Matt, but they had to challenge it. So I don't think there's any way back, no way back from this. And he knows it, doesn't he, Herrera?
Dangerous moments here for Cuba.
Yeah, 22-17. Can't see any way back into this now. Especially Sakita, the demon server, sending a long one in, which has been pretty well handled. They can take one off the block there, Herrera. But this is the point of the match where we've already talked about the potential of their serving. They're going to bring in Miguel Gutierrez, the young opposite, who will be playing in Italy with Cisterna next season. And they're asking him to start a fight back from the service line. Really heaping some pressure on his young shoulders. And yeah, tough spot to be put in that. Tatsunori Otsuka. Another overpass. Takahashi, nothing doing for him. Sakita will send it backside to Nishida. The blocker's all over that. Otsuka turns setter. And that's going to be contained. And then Herrera is contained. And now Takahashi is contained. Lopez has done a nice job there. No play. Free ball Japan. Sakita with options everywhere. Gives it to Tatsunori Otsuka, and it's the old story, the longer the rally goes on, the more you fancy Japan to fashion a winner out of it, and that winner takes us to match point. Tatsunori Otsuka serving for the match. It's a beauty down the line. Yant has somehow picked that up and just no play. Oh, kept alive. Yant trying to swing through this and has done a pretty good job under the circumstances. Nishida, no, that's a nice rescue as well. Tabuada goes backside and Herrera keeps Cuba alive. Played a really good defensive point there, Cuba. And they're going to have to play an awful lot more if they want to take this into a tiebreaker. Well, they've delayed it. Lovely clean finish there from Jesus Herrera. Livan Tabuada, the setter, has got to come up with serve after serve after serve here to keep Cuba in it. It's a soft floated one. Sakita with all day. They'll get a chance. The containing blocks there. Yant. Oh, did it take a touch? No, it did not. That's it. Japan will take all 3 points. Cuba will have to hope that their 4 points will be enough. Japan went into this one knowing they